Hello everyone and welcome to InvoTalks powered by InvoZone. So I'm really thrilled to have Jeong Choi at InvoTalks, and Choi is basically a very versatile and dynamic CEO of Bobidi. Bobidi is a platform that is an AI-based platform that helps AI companies to validate their training models quickly. And the best part is he is also attending IoT Expo at Santa Clara, and amazingly our CEO Furqan Aziz will also be there. So if you are interested in having a cup of coffee or wanted to have any kind of business related discussion, then you can schedule a meeting with him, and I will add the meeting link in the description box. And InvoZone is basically a software and web development company working in three verticals: Invo Games and Invo Blogs. Invo Games is working with game development and game related stuff, and Invo Blogs is working with the blockchain and all the blockchain related development. So if you have any queries, you can email us at info@invozone.com. Thank you. Hi, Jeong. Choi. Welcome to the show, and how are you?
Great. Thanks for having me here. I'm doing great. I just landed here yesterday, a little bit of jet lag, but still good.
Okay, good. So, without wasting your precious time, let's just jump into the questions. So, for our audience, please introduce yourself and your background.
Sure. So I go by my last name, Choi, a lot easier than my first name, so you can call me Choi. My background. So I'm currently a CEO of Bobidi, which is a company that helps AI companies validate and refine their training data in a way that it's all safe. And that we're using the filter that's validated by the global community every day. So that's the startup that I'm actually running. It's been about 2 years. Before Bobidi, so my career could be split into two. First 10 years, mostly startups. I ran businesses. And then I came to the States for the MBA. And then after that, I spent another 10 years, mostly in big corps, this time 3 years in eBay and 7 years at Facebook. And in Facebook, I worked in the integrity team for 4 years as a product management lead.
Oh, wow, amazing. Such an amazing and a versatile background.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's great. So, please tell us about Bobby D, about for our audience.
Right. So the problem that we're trying to solve, there are two things. One, garbage in, garbage out. We know we have an experiment that says when you have like 2%, for example, 2% of toxicity in your training data, the output will be 17 to 20% more toxic. So it's really important. We hear a lot about the problems in terms of hallucinations, bias, and toxicity, profanity. You're trying to solve the problem downstream, and it's going to be not scalable. So what we're trying to do is going more upstream. So let's review the data and make sure the data you're using to train your model is safe and fair. And then we do that with using the filter that we have. And the underlying magic about the filter is that we validate that every day with the global community so that we can keep the filter and then the model up to date very efficiently.
Okay, good. So, how you help in selecting correct data sets for training AI models, and how do you guys remove any kind of biases and all? And like there were gender related biases found in Facebook's model present in the data and ensure the security of the data. Like how you guys manage this biasness and all?
Right. I mean, it's hard. It's very hard.
Okay.
So I would say that so unconscious bias oftentimes is caused by the unconscious ignorance of the bias. So just to give you an example, you mentioned Facebook really quickly. Like Facebook's algorithm categorizing Black men as primates. I feel bad as one of the alumni, whenever I talk about this example. Twitter favoring white younger female when it comes to facial cropping technology. I mean, it's not the lack of data that's the problem. It's more the unknown. That means you actually don't know what you don't know. And that's the beginning of the unconscious bias. So instead of like a lot of people are actually trying to solve this problem by just okay, then let's just pour even more data, like big data, but that oftentimes is more expensive and inefficient, or even augmenting the problem or the bias that you already have in your data set. So instead of doing that and having that approach, our approach is more like, okay, when you have a data set or when you have like your model, why don't we just work with our global community to tell you what's wrong and poke holes and loopholes? Um, so that's the entire idea. So when it comes to the filter, we all know that the filter is actually supposed to work for misinformation around like politically sensitive subject matter. And then we ask the people who know the political environment and context to tell us if the filter is doing the right job or in the right way. And then the thing is, things change every day. The world evolves every day, especially with Gen AI. It's changing every day, and it's really hard to keep up with the change or the speed of the change. And then the underlying magic that we are actually putting here is that we just update that every day with the eyes of the global community that know the context, so that we can keep the filter really up to date and help you prevent or protect your users from the potentially harmful contents every day.
Yeah, and I agree with the point that the world is evolving very fast. Like AI has boosted every business, and it
Oh,
truly
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
So, one more thing, how did you make sure the security of the data?
I mean, again, it's another really interesting topic and very hard. Security is definitely the top of our minds. With the background working in integrity, privacy at Facebook, I know that it's really important. I would also say that there's two approaches. One, data, and then the two, it's more an external authority certificate stuff. For the data, while we use API heavily, and then cloud services like AWS, these are the table stakes that we have to make sure that the security is there and your data and model is secured. And then once you upload, there are some customers who want to upload their data, and then once it's uploaded and done in the right way, done in the services, it's completely deleted. And how do you ensure that it's completely deleted in every single channel? That's why we are actually in the middle of the process of SOC 2, for example, the compliance certificate, to make sure that the end-to-end process that we have internally is secured in the right way. So there are a lot of things we're putting together to make sure that what people have peace of mind.
Okay, just from this, another question just came to my mind that I mean last month OpenAI released a bug bounty program. On one hand, this announcement is welcomed by a huge number of experts, but so what are your thoughts about it?
I mean, that's a valid point in so many perspectives, but the basic premise that we have is that the best people to validate the AI or the data are the people who your product is targeting with the product that's powered by the AI. So, when you are, in the field where it's high stack, it's looking for the answers and et cetera. Yes, you need to have some experts to vet the data and the model. But when it comes to the low stack, and for example, and, it's more opinion oriented, like brainstorming, et cetera, then you definitely want to have experts, but the experts without a certificate, like fashion trend, like newly coined words. What's really popular for teenagers. Teenagers know better than any experts with any kind of certificate. So I think it really depends on the target of who you are targeting with the product that's powered by the AI, and you need to reach those people directly and ask them to tell you what's wrong with their AI. So both cybersecurity folks, engineers, experts, plus experts without the certificate, but they know better. Like my daughters, they know a lot better than me about like teenager stuff, right? We need to ask the right people, and I think we're building the right tool for connecting those people with the AI is important.
Yes, and we totally align with your point. Since we are having this discussion about AI and big data, and one of the biggest events of AI and big expo is going to happen. So you guys are also might be attending that event, and what do you expect from this event as a whole? And we would love to.
Yeah. Yeah. So there are two things, while we're definitely exhibiting.
Yeah.
Um, and then I'm actually participating as one of the panelists for talking about the responsible AI and all this governance and policy stuff, which I'm really excited about. Well, not excited, but I'm really, really passionate about. Um, so yes, I want to raise the awareness of the importance of the responsible AI, and then how things could go wrong really fast when you don't actually use the AI or the tool in the right way. So bring the awareness, but at the same time, we are exhibiting. That definitely means that we want to, showcase the new concept that we're building, and then get more feedback from the companies who may be interested in building more safe and fair AI, so that they don't actually, so that they can protect their users from potential harms. So, and then, and then we're pretty early in terms of like Gen AI, building this refining tool. That means we're iterating really fast, and there's some room for in our roadmap. So if you become one of the early partners, we're more than happy to actually build the features or have the features included in our roadmap early, optimized for the early customers. So yeah, that's the conversation we would love to have with potential customers too.
Okay, so please share your booth number with us and our audience so that if anyone is interested in meeting you and in having some consultation with you.
Yeah, it's really easy to remember. 6666.
Okay, great. We will be putting it in our description as well for our audience, and they can meet you for further consultancies. And one more thing is that our CEO Furqan Aziz is also attending this expo, so he would love to meet you.
Yeah, I would love to as well.
Okay, so getting back to the point, I also would like to know what type of, innovative solutions you are looking forward in this event.
I mean, Gen AI.
Jenny, okay.
Gen AI. And then how big enterprises are thinking of using Gen AI in their ecosystem. That's the most interesting part in my mind, because I see the positive and the negative side as well. So I want to make sure that it's done in the right way. Yeah, but Gen AI in general is definitely the technology that I'm mostly interested in right now in this event.
Okay, since you are a generative AI person and a big data person, this rumor of people are afraid of Gen AI as well. On one hand, it is very useful for them, but on the other hand, they are very afraid of it. What do you think?
I mean, both. And then if you don't actually control or know, there's a lot of framework, but I feel both actually. Um, so the thing is, the generative AI is great for the cases or anything that people need more time for, but or anything that people couldn't do because of the limitation in the time. Um, then Gen AI just opened up the gate that, while you can do that exponentially better and faster. Like the concept art for gaming, it used to take like 3 weeks. Now you can do that in an hour with Gen AI. Like illustrations, it takes about like $100 to create one. Now it costs about 15 cents. So I think that the scalability, the power of scalability that Gen AI brings to the table is just crazy awesome. But the thing is, it's great for the positive or great people, but at the same time, it could be a great weapon or that could be actually a great weapon that could be exploited by the malicious people too. Like, writing phishing emails, writing all the scamming tactics or spamming, misinformation, et cetera, could be exponentially more in this entire industry. So I'm both really happy and excited about, but at the same time, really concerned about what it actually, the ramifications of the technology itself as well. And that's what we're actually working for.
I can see a passion of generative AI on your face as well, and it feels so good.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, yeah. This is exciting time.
Yeah, and best of luck for your speech as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.